Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Johannes Reck, CEO of GetYourGuide, to discuss why AI and machine learning will play a significant role in the future of the digitized travel industry. Johannes, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
It's my pleasure to be here today.
You got it. And how does the ability to provide personalized experiences, why does that hinge on the technological infrastructure of the platforms through which these types of experiences are booked?
Well, look, Jill, if you look at the experiences market, which is a 300 billion market a year, so a lot of people worldwide are booking experiences when they travel. It's a core reason for a lot of people to book travel. And if you look at the digitization of that market, so how much of that is actually being booked online, it's just 20%. And the core reason, why not more is booked online, is simply that it's very hard and very tedious for experience providers worldwide to create experiences to be seen on the web, and it's like to do that in a very seamless way. And this is where AI can really help. If you use ChatGPT, you can create an experience, like a really good description, with just a couple of tags, and that's really different compared to how things worked previously. And if you flip the coin towards the consumer side and you think about how people search and how they discover it, now suddenly you can have much more complex queries. I'm going to Paris with my kids and 2 dogs, and you can find these type of experiences now leveraging AI. So it's really changing the game for our industry and makes it much more seamless for both providers and also for travelers worldwide.
Why must businesses invest in personalization technology in order to better serve their customers?
Look, I think personalization is the future. If you look at, what the internet has brought us compared to physical retail stores in the 80s and 90s, is that now we have this endless catalog. You can go to Amazon, you can buy and purchase basically any type of physical good. You can go to GetYourGuide, you can purchase any type of experience for any taste, but these catalogs are so vast that no human could ever really go through them. And the current filtering and kind of like narrowing down options that we have on these websites are just really bad for consumers. It takes a long period of time. It's very hard to find what you want. Very often you don't even get what you want. And we see that on the platform because people are rebooking all the time because they even booked the wrong option and didn't see it when they were purchasing it. So, personalizing is really solving a fundamental consumer pain. And if you project yourself, 10, 20, 30 years into the future, and you think about your kids, they will look back to this age and, will think, how did these people, purchase anything? How could they find this? And this plethora of things to do will just seem completely natural to them, that within a couple of swipes, based on your personal tastes and your mood, you'll find exactly what you need. And I think any consumer product company right now should invest massively in this because it's just the future.
Yeah, well, 20, 30 years ago, we would call, even a little bit longer than that, we would call AAA and have a person help you create an itinerary to call, you would call triptychs. There were paper maps that flipped that you would turn each page as you were driving. And you wouldn't even think of doing that now. So let's dive a little bit deeper into how AI can be used in the travel space. Can these help you create fully fleshed out itineraries based on your preferences and destination? Let's say, for example, I've never been to a particular city before. I want my hotel to be in proximity of XYZ. Can it help you get as detailed as that when you want to build out an itinerary to a place you've never been?
Oh, 100%. And look, Jill, we've already worked on this for a longer period of time. It's only that the current powers of these new LLM models are really supercharging these efforts. So I really see it as a new tool in the toolbox that's just way more powerful than anything that we've had before. We do know, just as you said, that people don't necessarily want to browse through 100 different offers. So like most people get stuck at the first page and don't really have the patience to go much beyond that, particularly on your smartphone. Let's be honest. So it's so important now for us in the travel industry that we make it really seamless for people to stitch together that itinerary based on when you're going, based on your budget, based on what your trip is supposed to be about. Are you more into the arts? Are you more of a foodie? Maybe when you go to, let's say, Paris, and understanding that so like seamlessly based on your patterns, and also based on what we know from you of past purchases or maybe past browsing behaviors, also through advertising partners like Facebook, those type of new experiences, that will be created in the travel industry are really going to change the game. And it's going to be a very different type of experience in the future, which will focus much more on the inspiration, much more on, beautiful content than just about, filtering through a lot of, the same type of options that you have on dozens and dozens after pages. Travel in its essence is an aspirational purchase. It's not a commodity purchase. And I think we'll see much more of that aspiration and much less of that commodity.
Let's hope they do it for business travel as well. So let's talk about Get Your Guide more specifically. You recently announced a Series F funding round. What do you plan to do with that capital?
We actually do want to invest in personalization and AI a great deal. We've been doing that already. This investment will supercharge our investment in that direction because AI is just so useful in all different aspects of travel. Already mentioned personalization and discovery. I talked about the supplier side and how it can really help digitize so like more than 1 million experience providers worldwide. It also helps the customers through, say, customer service. If you think about it, roughly 20 to 30% of our contacts are pre-booking contacts where people ask us exactly that question, that you just from 30 years ago of, what can I actually do when I travel? And being able to craft that itinerary seamlessly is just magic. And that's something that we want to be capable of doing. And we're already making very good progress towards that. The other side of it, Jill, is really investing into the brand and becoming more known. GetYourGuide is a platform that more than 80 million people have used, but particularly in the US, our brand is actually not that recognized yet. And that's something that I want to change.
All right. Well, Johannes, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you so much, Jill.